Hi. Hello, Joanna.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Fancy seeing you here.
I know. Just thought I'd pop in and say hi.
You've got nothing else to do this afternoon?
I've got loads to do always, but here I am.
Well, hello everyone. We're still welcoming some people into the waiting room. I'm sure they're coming in, and Kirsty's on it to let them in into our lovely session today. I am super excited to support you all through this particular course.
I muted
Ooh,
her.
that sounded quite nuts, didn't it? I'm not sure if everyone could hear that. I certainly could. So, welcome to the first leg of Couch to Stage 5. Hopefully, you can all hear me. Give me a bit of a wave if you can. Hopefully, you can. Lovely. So, with a very warm and heartfelt good afternoon now to each and every one of you. Thank you for showing up and investing your time and for stepping into the this very first leg following the warm-up session that Claire ran with you last week and on Saturday as well. So this is all working towards your Couch to Stage 5 diploma. So just as a reminder to you all, I know Claire would have said this, but it's no lycra, no headbands, just an open mind and the courage to lean in over these next few weeks. And we've got some really good stuff coming up. So today, it's Kirsty and my turn to walk you through two specific business tools that are going to make a huge difference, we hope, to your business as we march forwards into the Easter campaign. Because just as a reminder, our race begins on the 29th of March. When Slimming World will be out in full force, telling the world exactly who we are and how we can help. So we're really hoping, Kirsty and I, that these two systems, essentially brought to life, will give you an extra couple of strings to your bow that will really, really help you. So, thinking out loud, and there you go. So we've got WhatsApp for Business, which is going to be led by myself. And then we've got your Google Business Profile, which will be led by Kirsty. So pin your ears back and let's rock on and see what we can do with these two operations. So the first one we're going to talk to is WhatsApp for Business. Now, just as a disclaimer right here, I'm going to put my face down so I can't see myself because I get very distracted. Um, um, Firstly, I'd love to see by a show of hands who currently uses WhatsApp Business or WA Business. So put a little thumbs up if that's something that you currently already use as part of your business. I'm not sure if there's anything coming up and going on there, but I want to clarify what I'm talking about here because many of us use WhatsApp as a platform, but we don't necessarily use WhatsApp Business or WA Business, depending on which operating system you have. And my job today is to show you some of the neat tips and tricks that can be used so that you can really maximize your efficiency with your business in WhatsApp because WhatsApp is a platform that we pretty much all use. As a bit of an origin story, WhatsApp came along off the back of BBM. If anyone on here used to have a BlackBerry, BBM was the messaging service that came as part of the unique selling point of BlackBerry. And WhatsApp was kind of the cross operating system answer to that. WhatsApp was created so that BlackBerries could talk to iPhones and to Androids and everything else. WhatsApp Business, though, is another app that is also free and operates largely in a similar way, but not exactly the same. And what I want to do is bring to life those key differences just in case it's a platform that you want to use. But what I want to say, first of all, the reason why this isn't a tutorial where you watch along and where you do it at the same time as us is because I would be remiss if I didn't start by saying the first thing you'd want to do if you were exploring switching from WhatsApp to WhatsApp for Business would be thinking about backing up your chat. And you do that in the settings of WhatsApp. And I'm not going to wait around for everyone to back up their file to try and make this work. But essentially, if you were to switch from WhatsApp to WhatsApp for Business, and maybe this breakdown will show you why that might be a useful thing to do, you'd want to back up first so that when you log into WhatsApp Business, you can then load all of your chats and existing conversations into that device. Now, I'm also meeting everyone at different places because some of you will have two phones. Some of you have a work phone and a personal phone. Others of you don't. And it's important that we recognize that. And I want to talk to both of those scenarios as well to see what might make sense. But yeah, principally, don't do anything until you back up. I sound like someone from the Genius Bar at Apple, but it's absolutely true. So if that's the first thing you want support with, make sure that is the first thing you get support with before you try anything else. So, what is WhatsApp for Business and what can it do for you? Firstly, it helps keep your business organized, and I'm going to show you how and why as we work through this. Secondly, it helps you save time, quite substantial time actually, if you play it right. Thirdly, it can handle things like away messages and greetings messages on your behalf, and we'll talk to that too. And it also gives you another shop window. We know that in this market, a digital shop window makes a lot of sense. And actually, both WhatsApp for Business and the Google Business Profile are both examples of shop windows that will help you to maximize visibility of your business out in the community. It also gives you access to on-phone advertising, and I'll tell you what that means and how to do it. So there you go. There's a bit of a summary of what WhatsApp for Business can do for you. And as I say, if you're looking for it in the App Store, it's either called WA Business or WhatsApp for Business. There are a few variations on what WhatsApp for Business is, and it ultimately depends on what type of phone you have. So loosely speaking, if you have an iPhone or an Apple phone versus if you have an Android like a Samsung or a Pixel, they do slightly different things in slightly different ways, but essentially they do the same thing. And I'll cover a bit more on that later. So hopefully I've intrigued you a little bit. So how does it help keep your business organized? Well, the first thing I want to do is show you what a typical WhatsApp chat looks like. This is an example of a screenshot from mine. There's no real order, no real sorting. You just have your conversations going down in a line and you can see it like that. Hopefully that's familiar territory for you all to look at. So what does WhatsApp for Business look like? Well, let's call this WhatsApp Classic. WhatsApp for Business looks predominantly the same, but it can just do a lot more. So I'm just going to show you through a kind of example of working through WhatsApp for Business. So you'll notice that there are labels on the contacts, which is super useful. There's also categories, kind of like if you ever worked in Outlook, you could see categories for different things, depending on what you need them for. It just helps you to sort and prioritize what you're doing within your WhatsApp for Business program. So as you'll see, the examples I'm giving are being set up for me. I've set mine up to optimize for myself as a manager, as a district manager. There's going to be different types of categories that I will want to have sight of. So to give you a bit of an example, of course, I've got a management label. That's anyone that's a manager that I could go to quite quickly. I've got my consultants that sit across my district and onward. What this top bar does is it allows you to basically just categorize into exactly what you want to see and help save time there. So what I want to encourage you to think, and before I do that, I want to show you, of course, how to do it. So if you were in WhatsApp for Business, it's as simple as right-clicking on the conversation itself, going to label, and then going to this label management screen and attaching whatever label makes sense based on what you've done. So you can see a couple of the categories that I have got there. That's really important. Just wanted to pivot.
Joe, Sarah said she can't see anything. I can. Can anyone else see what he's doing?
Yeah, she needs to swipe, I think.
You might need to swipe.
To swipe what, sorry?
Well, I'm watching on an iPhone, and you can either see everyone's faces or the screen share. So you need to swipe over.
Yeah, I can see it now. I can see it now.
Okay, go back for it, Joe.
I'm going to rewind. 2 seconds. Let me just go back on myself. Okay, so we were talking about how to add labels onto your conversations, which hopefully will help with sorting and filing and just creating a bit more order into your database, essentially. Because what we're doing is essentially creating a little mini CRM, little customer record management program, but just in your WhatsApp. Super useful. So I was showing you then that with this example of Kat, how to add a label onto a record in order to help you to sort it and file it accordingly. So these are the labels that I have as part of my setup for my device as a manager. But what I want to encourage you to do is think about what could your label system be as a consultant or as a team developer? It could be, for instance, that you want to label your contacts into the following. Do you want pink members defined in a certain way if they're in their first 4 weeks? Do you want green members if they're on a losing streak? Amber if they're in the middle, or red if they're not losing well, or of course that darker red or that darker indication if they're heavier now maybe than they were 12 weeks ago. Could that be a good way to categorize the contacts in your phone so that you could make sure that you are giving them the right level of midweek support? And what could that do for your business if you stay on top of that? Or if that feels like it's not something that floats your boat, could it be that you want to instead categorize your contacts into inquiries, members, lapsed members, or even personal? The reason I wanted to touch on that is because if you do have one phone that carries everything in your life and you're someone that just operates from that one WhatsApp, maybe having a label that purely speaks to personal is a quick way to get you into your life and away from the swimming world, the rest of the swimming world. So I just wanted to give you that idea. And actually, speaking to Kirsty in our sort of a run through, she referenced that another way could be maybe you just want to simply label it. If you are a multi-group consultant, maybe you just want labels that determine which group someone comes from. Again, could be super useful and just something that I wanted to make sure that you knew based on one of the features of WhatsApp for Business. So how does it help save you time? Well, this is one of the coolest ways that you can save time in WhatsApp for Business. So alongside the normal functionality of WhatsApp, WhatsApp for Business can also do something called quick replies. Quick replies are a really slick way of getting a lot of standardized information out to someone with minimal effort. So you can see it's at the bottom here of that screen. Hopefully you can all see it. And that's where you press quick replies. And I want to show you what that looks like when you do it. So here's an example of a conversation, and I wanted to, in this instance, from my job, invite someone to an opportunity event. So I'll show you an example of me opening the quick replies up. Then scrolling down to one of the pre-existing ones that I had, and then it come up. You can even already attach a picture to it, and it allows you time and space to be able to edit it before you send it. So, again, very useful for me when it comes to people attending opportunities. But of course, that's very my role specific. But I want to also show you how this could be useful for you. Here's me sending pictures to myself for the marketing of this diploma. But I wanted to show you what the quick reply looked like when I used to send a quick reply out to my new members upon joining. I'd put a picture like this with love picture, change the member name quite quickly, and then in a matter of clicks, I've got a perfected new member welcome message that I could send out to them. And it can be quite long. And actually what I've shown there as well is I used to always have a hyperlink, of course, linking to their new member talk, because we all know that most of the time when people start in group, maybe it takes a little while for everything to land, and actually watching that new member talk again could be super useful. So here's the other side of that, me receiving that message and how quickly that new consultant could jump straight into the new member talk right from that quick reply, you see? So to them, they wouldn't recognize it to be anything other than a message, but to you, you've saved a lot of time. So again, hopefully hearing some of this and what WhatsApp for Business can do is maybe a useful thing to think about how that could aid your business. Because then it's thinking about that and taking that time, I suppose, to think, okay, how could you use quick replies for your business? So the next part that I wanted to talk to is really the additional business tools that you can use as part of WhatsApp for Business. And this is something that I think is super slick. So alongside the normal functionality, what WhatsApp for Business allows you to do is set things like away messages, greetings messages, so messages that pop up as soon as someone reaches out at all for the first time, or let's say you're taking some much well-deserved holiday and you want to make sure that everyone gets a welcome message without you having to manually do it, these additional business tools that sit within WhatsApp for Business can essentially react like an out of office, which is very useful when you think about the slick and efficiency of your business. So again, something that you might want to consider if you don't want to feel like you're constantly glued to this business arm, and you want to make sure that people are getting a slick response, which we know in this market matters a great deal. So that's super exciting as well to think about. And also it gives you another shop window. By that, I mean, in the same way that when you have a Facebook business page and you've got a cover photo and you've got a profile picture and then you've got your business details on there, it gives you another one, because WhatsApp for Business gives you the same thing but within WhatsApp. So here's an example of the one that sits on mine. So you've obviously got the standard stuff, which does look quite similar to Facebook, doesn't it? You've got your profile picture, you've got the cover photo at the top, you've got your opening hours. I mean, I don't know why I'm suggesting I'm open all 24 hours of all days, but hey, I guess that's just the charm in me. It can have your location on it. And of course, as you go down, you can also link it to other elements too. If you look on the right there, you've got either the Slimming World website, you could link it to your Instagram and also link it to a linked page of your Facebook page as well, which again helps to drive traffic back to your business pages too. So again, this is fantastic. This would just be when someone looks at your profile, it would come up with all of this, which is something that you wouldn't necessarily get in that detail with a normal WhatsApp account. So this is the big one. This is the one that I want to make sure I'm drawing the most attention to, because I think that the access to on-phone advertising should save you a lot of time and effort when it comes to trying to advertise. Now, you're all going to have various levels and rationales behind your the advertising within newspapers. And whilst we'd still recommend it to be a useful space to advertise, you might want to decide that it makes more sense for you and your business as a business owner to advertise in a different way. I want to set up quite cleanly a way that you can do this via a program like WhatsApp for Business that doesn't take up much time at all and puts you in the complete control of your audience, the location, and a number of other things too. So I'm excited to introduce it to you. So when you look through your tools, which is one of the middle buttons of WhatsApp for Business, so you can see at the bottom, you've got updates, calls, tools, chats, and settings. Tools is where you have access to the parts I was mentioning before, things like organizing your chats with labels, greeting messages, away messages, and of course, a database for your quick replies, the ones that you want to preload and pre-build. You can also use the top section to do things like manage adverts, advertise, have a catalog. Again, probably not hugely necessary for the type of businesses that we have, but if someone has a different type of business, that could well be useful. And of course, there's a space there to talk about Meta Verified at all as well. But I want to talk about advertising, because I think this could be a big game changer if this isn't something you've had a lot of access to. And this will take us through what that looks like. So what I want to show is how quickly you can advertise something from your phone. So you'll see that I've selected a photo from the device itself and added it in. And I suppose I wanted to show you what it looks like when you start to build an advert out. So I've used my darling Vicky, a team developer from the Essex district, to show you what a great picture could look like when we advertise via the phone. So you have the picture selection at the top, and then you have the chance to add a text underneath, and it's some simple, catchy one-liner. And although this is a quick demo, what I wanted to do afterwards is walk you through some of the hot tips about how to maximize effectiveness if you are going to do something like this. So after you've chosen your photo and then chosen a tagline, I suppose, or a description of your ad, that's where you can scroll down and really start to hyper-focus what your audience is. So do you see there at the top, it gives an estimated audience size. And that's because it starts with everyone. And it's only when you start to drill down it starts to be more prevalent to where you want it. So you've got an age slider there where you can decide what age range you want to go for. You can be very specific and decide which area specifically you want to advertise within. There's also an interest section at the bottom, which, to be honest, I don't think is hugely relevant. I think if you were to be putting something like health and wellness, that's probably going to attract a crowd that's already into that world. And then there's the gender option as well, all male or female, that relates to what gender you're targeting. So then you can decide where your advert will be. You can choose Facebook, Instagram, and decide the audience there. But do you see it starts to break down at the top what audience you're actually going for? And of course, at the bottom here, we've got the budget and duration. Again, a slider. So you can decide exactly how much you wish to pay per day in order to advertise this specific advert on those platforms. With options like run this ad until I pause it, or run this ad for a set duration and how many days you're running it for. So again, you're in complete control of your spend there at the bottom. Which of course, with 10 days at £1 is going to be, is going to be what it is. And then if you slide it back and forth, you can decide how much to spend on there as well. All this done through the ease of your phone, in which you then pay and create the advert afterwards. And I think I just got a bit trigger happy sliding around with that video there, but hopefully you can see the point I'm making, and absolutely one that you'd want to explore beforehand. But that's how quickly you can advertise onto the different platforms. And the beautiful, unique selling point about doing it from here with extra ease is that any answer to any of these adverts on whatever platform they go to will instantly pop straight into your inbox or your WhatsApp conversations as people that want to speak straight to you. So once they've responded to say they're interested, it will set up a chat, a two-way chat between you and the person who said that they're interested, just based on how these adverts are set up. So again, nice and convenient, and keeping it all in that one place as well. So let's talk about some best practice tips that could make it extra effective if you're thinking about WhatsApp for Business and advertising via. So the first thing, the photo, super important. Using a human, a welcoming image, not just food. It's definitely more effective. And these tips have been garnered from insights for consultants actually up and down the country that use this kind of advertising and what makes the most sense. So the picture I chose in the whizzed through example that we had was of Vicky standing there with two members. I think it really talks to her character. I think it looks charming. I think it's showing success and accolade and reward, but in a beautiful way. Best performing options for the photo. You smiling in your group with members blurred or from behind if needed. You holding your award or a trophy or certificates. Your own before and after photo would be a really good choice for an advert that's done via this platform. A candid moment of the group laughing or chatting, again, showing that culture from within the lovely groups that you have. So why it works. Ultimately, people join people, not programs. So a warm, genuine photo builds instant trust with the individual. Number 2, the ad text itself. Keep it short and friendly. The best ads sound like a friendly invitation, not a sales pitch. So an example could be something as simple if you're thinking about Easter as thinking about losing a few pounds this spring with a little emoji. Could be my friendly Slimming World group in Bow is full of lovely, supportive people who are just getting started. Lovely. Or it could be message me on WhatsApp if you'd like details or want to see if it's right for you. These are great. Avoid long explanations of the plan. Absolutely not. Lists of foods. And I'm not sure if you can see that on your side, but too many emojis. You definitely want to avoid that when it comes to your ad text. Also, anything that feels like a hard sell. 3, targeting, important for local groups. So you'll have seen through the video demonstration an example of how we broke it down from the wider UK to Basildon specifically in that case. The recommended setup for an advert like this would be a radius of 3 to 5 miles around your venue. The age range that usually performs the best is 28 to 60. Gender. Many consultants get better results targeting women only, but mixed audiences can still work well. So that would be your call if you choose to do that. And a simple psychological trick to help is include a line that gives people permission, I should say commit, permission to not commit. Example, feel free to message if you're curious, no pressure at all. This moves the fear of commitment and makes people much, much more likely to click. Number 4, a high engagement hook. So ads that invite curiosity often get more messages. For example, thinking about slimming oil but not sure it's for you? People will often click just to ask a question, which starts the conversation naturally. And actually, whilst I'm delivering this on regards to WhatsApp for Business, of course, you'll probably already be thinking about the link and the similarity to the Meta Business Suite and the advertising function that comes out of the back end of Facebook as well. Why is this a better solution potentially for you than the standard Meta Business Suite via Facebook? Well, it's more convenient. It's right from your phone, which is super useful. And yes, because it automatically defaults to having the communication drive through WhatsApp. Don't know about you, but sometimes I find that that is much, much easier as a one source of communication than if you were trying to constantly look at WhatsApp and at WhatsApp Messenger, Facebook Messenger and across normal texts. It just drives it all into one space, which is really handy. Plus, the Meta Business Suite advertising is a lot more advanced and a lot more in depth. This one can be done a lot quicker. And hopefully you've seen from the length of the duration of the video examples, just how quickly you can set up an advert for yourself, which ultimately will save you time to focus on everything else that you'd love to get on with regards to the Easter promotion and beyond. So in summary for this section, what does WhatsApp for Business do for you? Well, it helps keep your business organized with labels and categories. Again, if that's something that floats your boat, it certainly floats mine. It can save you heaps of time when it comes to quick replies, because you can preload some great statements, some great welcome messages. You could even think about midweek support. You could think about gorgeous lapsed messages, if that makes sense. Whatever else your mind maybe went to when I was telling you about how else you could help and support your business. It allows you to set up your away messages, greetings messages for that real slick, responsive business that otherwise would have had to have been manual. It gives you that other shop window, that other place to view who you are, and also links you to your other business profiles as well. And it gives you access to on-phone advertising as well. What I would say, and I covered it at the start, is I just want to highlight that there is a difference between WhatsApp for Business on Apple as there is on Android. And it's to do with how the phones work. And I don't want to get too technical, but if you have an Android phone, like a Samsung or a Pixel, your WhatsApp for Business will be able to send out these away and greetings messages in the background without the app being on and without things like that. Apple's a bit more fussy. So if you have an Apple phone, it will only send those messages when the app is on, which kind of defeats the purpose of the point. So for Apple, you're really looking at the shop window, the access to the on-phone advertising, and of course the labeling and organizing and the quick replies, but the away and the greetings messages aren't going to be as slick as they would be on an Android phone. But hey, if you've got an Android, good news, you're in luck. It's the entire thing that you can do, including those away messages and greetings messages as well. So folks, hopefully that was useful. Of course, this is just a whistle stop to introduce you to WhatsApp for Business. But in case there's anyone out there who has never heard of it before or doesn't use it, I'm hoping it might be an exciting addition to your business as business owners. And I will hand rather graciously over to Kirsty now to take the reins on the second part.
We've got questions first, Joe.
Ooh, let's do it.
So, can contacts have more than one label?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Where are we? Can you schedule messages with it?
No. But if you have an Android phone, you could use an app like Skedit, which is a way you can schedule phones. But no, you can't schedule messages with WhatsApp for Business.
Okay, so the ad is on Facebook and Insta, then not to your WhatsApp.
No, and actually, thank you for asking that. I think there's a misconception that advertising in WhatsApp would just advertise to the contacts that you have. No, it's not that. WhatsApp for Business, or WhatsApp in general, and Facebook and Instagram are all owned by a parent company called Meta. And because of that, they can cross advertise and advertise to each other. But you're not advertising in WhatsApp to people you know. You're encouraging an audience of people in a certain location to invite questions into you. Does that make sense?
Okay. And do you need to pay for every advert? Is there a way to do it for free?
Oh, so the advertising is always paid for. It could be as low as £1, depending on what your impressions and clicks you want. So I definitely have a play around with the slider and the duration of how long you want to run an advert for. They're never free. That said, this is something that you could do, that you could also do on standard WhatsApp Classic as well. The best way to advertise into the crowd you already have would be to use, I guess, WhatsApp's version of Stories, which is where you can basically have a picture show up as your profile picture and encourages people to click into it. So that would be a free version of advertising within WhatsApp, but it's not the same as advertising like this across platforms.
So with the advertising then, the WhatsApp advert, once it's posted, do they see your advert on Facebook? That's the question. How do people see it?
Yes. So it's probably quite small on your screen, but it will show up on Facebook or on Instagram as a sponsored advert that looks like the design that you've created. So they will see it as a sponsored ad.
Yes, you do. You need to download WhatsApp Business app, and you can get that from the Apple Store or the Play Store. I can answer that one.
Okay.
I don't know that one. Any more questions for anyone on any of it? And you can speak, you don't have to type.
I'll just stop sharing for a second because I want to see some reactions. Was that useful to hear some of that and hear about WhatsApp for Business? Yeah? Seeing some nods and seeing some stuff. Can you press the buttons? Yay, we got some of those things. Oh, it's all flooding the screen now. Now I'm excited. Fantastic. Look, it's not going to be for everyone. Some of you might have already decided from this that actually you don't need that and the classic WhatsApp is enough. This is your business. I just want to make sure we're giving you that chance to consider what might make you increase your functionality within your business. And I don't know about you, but I love a label. So for me to be able to categorize in certain ways really helped me to be efficient with staying on top of the membership that I had when I was running a group. So hopefully that's helpful.
Yeah, can I just ask if I've seen this, is there somewhere else? Because I'm not a quick learner and I want to do it and I've wrote it all down, but I don't know whether I'll be able to get it all right, if that makes sense.
We can go through it together.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a star, Becca. You're a star. Thank you.
And I know as well, we are recording. If we're not recording this one, we'll be recording the sessions and hopefully as an aftermath, if anyone wants to go through it again, because I appreciate we went through it all rather speedily, but hopefully it's a useful thing to get excited about. Absolutely. Anything else from anyone else before we move on from WhatsApp for Business? Stunned you into silence. Fantastic. Right. I will move on to Kirsty and I'll share the screen and we'll go from there.
Okay. Next slide, please. Thank you. Okay, so a Google business profile then. And I mean, has anyone, I mean, by show of thumbs up or whatever you want to do, you've got Google business pages for your Slimming World groups? I know there's quite a few out there. Yeah, so I love seeing all the thumbs up. So, okay, brilliant. For those of you that might be sitting there thinking, nope, I haven't. So I just want to talk about that, just to frame up how it's going to work today, because we are still coming. They are a lot of you who have got them. So we're just going to go through kind of like what a really good business page would look like and the benefits to having one. But if there are any of you who haven't got a Google page, a bit like me up until yesterday, wouldn't have even known how to do a Google page, then what we're going to do at the end of this, if you want to stay on, we would literally do a step-by-step, side-by-side. You can set your business page up today. So we've got all the screenshots ready to share that with you. So if you are sitting there thinking you need one, yeah, perfect. Then we will do that with you today, so you can go off and you haven't got to worry about it. We'll give you the gift of time. And if you have got one and it's brilliant and you're quite happy, you get an early dart. So then the Google business profile, you know, why it matters. And like Joe said already, it's another shop window as well, isn't it? So it's what people see. And it's like if I was to Google like Slimming World, I don't know, in Bourne, there's a lot of Bourne guys on here, Slimming World in Bourne. It's, you know, what comes up first. And I was saying to Joe, like when I go to a visit, if I'm like going to go and see a group, if I type in Slimming World in Bourne and there isn't a Google page, I then have to go onto the Slimming World website, get the postcode, then go to maps and put it in. So it's so easy for things like that as well. And with a Google business profile as well, it kind of really appeals to a market who may not know about it yet as well. The market that might not type in Slimming World, then put in their postcode, you know, it's there to look at. And to get a Google business profile, you do need to have a Gmail account as well. So that's something we can go through. Claire Evans, she joined a group recently. I'm sure she won't mind me telling you. She did join a group recently, and she sat in the group with her friend, and she was talking to other members in the group, and she did ask somebody, you know, why this group? What brought you here? And she said, well, actually, I read reviews. And she said there was another group further down the road, but this one had 5-star reviews. This is why I came here. And me and Joe, when we were preparing for this, we were laughing, weren't we? Because when you book a holiday and like you go through the hotel reviews, you trust like 5,000 people who have reviewed it. You look at reviews, you look at ones that have got 5 stars and want to book your holiday based on strangers, really, in their opinions. Totally. But peer-to-peer, it's absolutely massive. It really is. Have you got some to press, Joe? I got, yeah, thanks. People trust peer-to-peer reviews. They really, really do. So in terms of the Google business page then, have you got my next slide, Joe? Yeah, perfect. So like you said, some of you have got Google business pages. So we're just going to talk about, you know, what makes it a great page, what makes it going to stand out, why people are drawn to it then, because you can see like Mariana here. So this is one of Joe's, sorry, actually phone me, is something dotting about on the screen. Don't know what's, is that you doing that?
No. Someone's scribbling on your work, darling.
That's random, isn't it? So okay, so obviously with Mariana here, you can see she's got 5-star reviews straight away. You know, it's a great picture of her, you know, looking all smiley there. What's brilliant is it just comes up, it's got a full location, obviously distance from me, it come up straight away, so I know I could put that in there and off I go. But when you look at some of the other pages, so if you go to the next slide, Joe. That's random. When you go to the next slide, so on here with this Google page in particular, she's got, I think there's about 19 different photos you could scroll through. But again, just that first look, the second one, you can see she had a video playing. I think it was about 43 seconds. I captured it as there was the new member table. The second picture shows it was the refreshment area. There was a picture of her welcoming people, opening the doors. There was some like wording, you know, could you join now sort of thing. And it was just like continually going through it. And it was just really eye-catching. And it is shown that the Google pages with more pictures literally do get more clicks that have got their photos. They are drawn in by them. And you can see as well, she's got obviously before and after pictures on there as well. Carly, yeah, I thought your name appeared. I don't know how you drew all over my screen. It's fine. But yeah, so she's even got a before and after. So again, what an impactful photo to be drawn into people. And with this one in particular as well, if you go to the next slide, Joe, again, it's showing more about what we offer as well, because she's got like podcasts, she's got the magazine, and these are just all on that front screen, just scrolling through the pictures. It was just really good to see that and really, really look at that. And I love the middle photo there. It is quite small to see, but it's a video of somebody getting on the scales and getting target. So, real feel good video. Obviously, with photos like this, you just need members' permission. If you are posting pictures of your members, or like Joe said before, fuzz their heads out or whatever you do, blow their heads up. And again, you've got fun side, you've got like in front of a magazine, you've got a frame. Again, it just shows a bit about the consultant really, and and Slimming World and what it's all about, and just a fun is massive on there as well. And you want photos that are going to inspire people. You smiling. You could have your members, your awards table. It could have, like I said, members achieving awards. Your Slimming World setup, your venue when you walk in, what we're going to be looking at, so they can all be there on that Google page. Like I said, profiles with photos do get significantly more clicks and calls. They really do. And I think with this one, again, if you go to the next slide, Joe, she's got even so much detail on this. It's brilliant. So obviously accessibility she's got on there. She's got that she takes card payments. She's got obviously credit cards, debit cards, on-site parking. And what I love even on down here, she's got like other profiles that she's got linked as well. So with this one in particular, it's a really, really good example. And like you say, you can see she's 5-star reviews, there's 16 reviews on there. And I think if you've got a business profile already, it's almost like thinking, have I done a health check on it recently? Does mine look like this? If there was reviews, was the last review in 2001? Are they regular reviews? So it's almost giving it that health check just to see what people are seeing. If they searched your Slimming Well group, what would they see on Google? Would it inspire people? Would it make them click on it? Would they want to find out more about you to really kind of come along to group? What have we got next, Joe? Because I know we've moved these around, haven't we? Carly's drawing. Okay, so getting reviews there, because if you have got a page and you're thinking actually I haven't got reviews on it, and like I said, it makes such a difference. It just talks through obviously how you can do that. So if you go onto your Google business dashboard for your Google business page, and then if you click on the next one, Joe, and then on there you can click get more reviews, and then that will give you your like personal review link that you can then copy and paste into like a QR generator, and then that will give you your QR code for your reviews. So then people can scan that, and that will take you straight to the review page for your Google business page. So therefore they can leave a review. And the great thing with that, you could have it, you could print that off, have it displayed, you could put it on that NFC tag so people just scan it with their phone. And with that, Joe, if you go to the next one, it's just thinking about where, so you could have a copy of it on the inspiration table, for instance. You could have it on Pay on Way. You could have it on the welcome board. And also you can put it in your closed Facebook group. You're not big questions, Jane, bless you. So I can show you all this, so that's not a problem. But you literally just go into your Google business, and then you can go into it to edit it, and that will give you kind of like, get more reviews, and you can click on it in there, and that will give you your link to copy them. But with the QR code or the NFC tag, whatever you want to do, having it in these places, you can obviously encourage members to do a review in a moment. If you've had a great group, one of them groups, and you walk out, that was good. Even I learned something today. It could be, who's enjoyed group today? Let's kind of like, let's scan it now. Let's leave a review in the moment. So, oh my God, you've got your Target award. How you feeling? Oh, I love group. Right, scan it. Tell the world you love my group. Stick a review on now. So you could really, really kind of like keep reviews alive and keep them relevant and fresh. And get them to them 5-star reviews. Obviously, if they didn't enjoy group, don't ask them to leave a review. We don't want a pesky 1-star on there dragging the average down. And that's the thing. And if you are, like I said, with reviews, it would be good to have a look at when you last had some, because obviously that counts as well when people look through it, to really kind of see that. Yeah, perfect. Joanna, so you had a great raffle prize, which is one of the Google review plaques. And you can get the cards, can't you, Joe? You get a lot of them, don't you? And I mean, what do you pay for them? They're pence, aren't they?
Oh, the NFC cards, you get about a stack of 40 for a couple of quid. It really isn't. And you can charge them with whatever you wish. Yeah, brilliant.
No, perfect. So in terms of that side of it, is there anything you'd want to add, Joe?
No, I think, yeah, I think really when it comes to it, if we're trying to appeal to a market that don't know anything about us, and I know we're in this world and that we love this bubble and that we love each other and what Slimming World is and what it means to ourselves, but there are still so many people out there that don't know who we are at all. And I think it's just that chance that creating a Google business profile that specifically puts you on the literal map on Google Maps is another thing that someone could breeze past and find you. So as well as people looking you up and searching for you to see your reviews, there's also people that just might be this passive traffic that just happen to see Slimming World with Kirsty in this specific spot and might think, oh, what's that? I've been looking for a weight loss solution. Like, what might that be? Or see that it's just around the corner. So I think it creates another load of visibility. And let's be honest, Google Maps is one of the most used apps that we all have. So I just think it's a really lovely way to be more visible, because some of you out there might have struggled to even have a permanent banner fixture up. Some of you might have struggled to have a permanent A-frame anywhere, or even having a poster on the venue sometimes, bless you, some of you. So how would people know that you're there? And this is a digital way to stamp that you are in a specific location. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm just reading the questions as they're coming through. Oh God, it's still coming. Hang on.
I'll stop sharing if that's all right for a bit.
Yep. So you can run through some of these questions with me as well, because you'll see the whiz on NFC cards. So NFC cards, they've asked the question. Where are we? I've lost it. Hang on. NFC cards, question mark. So do you want to take it?
Yeah. So NFC cards are slightly different, but they can link to the same thing. It's kind of a different bit of technology, really. But an NFC card is like a business card that you never let go of. So basically, if you're holding an NFC card, you charge it with a website or a social media page or your business profile itself or something like this. And when you meet someone, it works not too dissimilar. Can you tell them in a Holiday Inn? This is obviously a charge card for the Holiday Inn. You'd have one that you would keep in your wallet and it would be charged with something. So what I used to have was one for my Facebook business account, one for my Google business, and one for my Instagram. And depending on the conversation I was having, I would dish out that card. And it works. It's kind of like a QR code, but they have to do less. So as soon as they hover their phone near your NFC card, it will take them to whatever page that you want with a simple click. So it's amazing. And what you do is you use an app, which is an NFC reader writer app, and there's a bunch of them. So you could Google which ones they would be, and you can charge your card through your phone. And that's how the technology works. So again, a super cool way. And hey, guess what? If you're thinking this way as well, what an amazing way to start collecting contacts. If you're out there, we know how hard it can be sometimes, can't it, folks, to get names and numbers the sort of traditional way. I'm sure some of you feel a bit like a fundraiser sometimes when you try to. So what a lovely way to be able to instead have them sign up and follow a page. And what I found is people are far more likely to follow a page than they are to give you their number. Let's be honest. I think it's really important that we talk to that and step up and work towards this modern market. So an NFC card might be something that you want to think about. Hey, look, someone's just put it in. Sarah's just put in a writable business programmable Android card, which will be an NFC card.
Yeah, and because with Sarah said as well, she can wait. I don't know where she is, if she's on it, but she's got a video. But I think it was a YouTube video you shared, didn't you, of how literally to do it and put it on the NFC card and then what you can do with that. So Sarah said she's happy to share that, didn't you, wherever you are?
Yeah, I'll make a video up. I was going to do one anyway for head office, so I'll get one done.
Perfect.
Hi, Sarah.
So she'll do that and then share that with you. Okay, also with kind of like the Google business, I think I saw something. God, there's so many questions coming up. I think I saw something where somebody was asking about like if there's a business, if there's already a business in the business, if that makes sense. So when you actually set it up, you know, you're adding another business. You're not taking ownership of that building as such. So you add a business to it. So I know somebody had trouble with that before, where they said they couldn't set it up because there was already a Slimming group in there. But it's not because they were trying to take ownership of the building where you're not, so you can have more than one business in that building, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so to put an example on it, let's say that your business operates out of a Salvation Army. Let's say you wouldn't go onto Google and try and take ownership of the Salvation Army. You would create a business with the same address as the Salvation Army. So you wouldn't try and take ownership of that business that you're renting from. So that's what we mean. So when you're setting up a Google business profile, it has to be your own business operating from the same space.
I'm just looking. So Sarah's put, you can link them to your Facebook page as well. So when out promoting, you can ask people to tap it and it then takes them to your Facebook business page. What else have we got?
How do you delete old photos from your Google page? I've just been trying and I can add them, but I can't delete them. That's a really good question. I don't know. Do you know, Kirsty?
No, that is a good question because obviously you can just normally go in to your Google business profile and you should be able to edit it in there. So is it not then you take them off?
Yeah,
So
no,
if-
there's you can share image, download image, copy image, view image, but there's no option to delete. And I've realised I've got a really old photo with completely wrong times.
Okay. Well, that's something that we'll definitely take away and find out the answer for because it will be possible. I'm just not sure.
Okay,
Someone else
thank
asked
you.
about, it's all right. Someone else asked about ownership just then. I think it was Ren.
Yeah.
I think I saw the name. And essentially, if you aren't the owner, but you should be, sometimes that takes 2 or 3 days to come back to you, but you just put in a request. You say request ownership, which is something that I think as you go through the step-by-step, Kirsty, we'll be able to point out where that is. I see a hand up from Becky. Hey, Becky.
Hiya. Just so you know, sometimes it takes longer than 2 or 3 days. We tried to get ownership of an account that was needed, and it took a few weeks and quite perseverance. So every day she submitted the request. Eventually, they got so annoyed with her, they rang her and got it that way. So just a bit of perseverance, I think, is key.
Thanks, Becky. Much appreciated. That drive and determination that we all have in our spirit, right? Absolutely.
Is there any more questions that haven't been answered? I'm just trying to scroll through as there's a load come in, wasn't there? If there is, just if you've got a question, just kind of shout out if we haven't answered it.
Oh, and by all means, reach out if there's a part that you want extra clarity on. We're not disappearing, so.
Just a quickie then. So I have found just by going into my Google business drive that I've got a Google business for a group I ran 10 years ago. And it's got quite a lot on there. And I think it would be really handy for the current consultant. Do you know if you can transfer it to somebody else or do you have to close it?
You can if they request ownership of it.
Yeah.
So from their side, they'd need to set up a Google account and then they'd need to request it from you. Then you'd need to release it. Then we're all good.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joe Marlowe.
Hiya. It was just I've had one at my other group, but I'm trying to set up a new one, and I know that perseverance is key, guys. I will add that again. They ask you to verify by showing like permanent posters and things like that, and I can't put anything up at my venue, so I just don't know if anyone else has come across that and how they got it round it, maybe.
Is Hannah answering that? Because I've not had that.
Hiya. So they will end up ringing you and then you tend to get a text message comes through so you can verify who you are. So you can actually say that you aren't able to keep posters up because I've got one in a church hall, so I don't have a banner up or anything there. So I had to do mine slightly differently. So all I did was I took pictures when I had my car out the front when I actually did group, and then I said that obviously the best way to contact me was by my phone, so they then verified everything else that way. And to the question earlier about deleting old pictures,
I can't off the top of my head give you the exact yes and the details of how to do it, but you can get rid of old pictures, because I've managed to change mine round and rotate them. So you can definitely get rid of old pictures. It is just a case of a perseverance thing with the Google business.
Thank you.
Brilliant, thank you. And that is, and like I say, with the pictures, so and it's a really good point actually, in terms of, this is why it's good to have a health check of it. How old are the pictures? And like Jane said, the times are wrong. So if you have got businesses, it's really digging in and just having a look. Are they relevant? Are they up to date? Is it showing the right times, the right phone number, right venue? So it'd be good to do that, definitely. I think that's most of them answered. We're going to get a video of obviously how to do the NFC cards. So we can talk you through that. And like I say, they can link to other things, so you could have one. You said you got it for all sorts, Joe, didn't you? Facebook page, but people can just scan whatever one you want them to follow you on.
Yeah, I think it was just a lovely, slick way of basically sharing information without having people feel invaded with their own personal information. But of course, because they then follow you, we can reach out to them. And again, in all cases that I did, I never had any issue. But yeah, it's just a lovely, slick way of doing that.
There we go. I found you have better access deleting pictures on a desktop rather than phone. Brilliant. Thank you, Jessie. And I did see a question, and yes, we should have said at the beginning, actually, if you haven't put your name and consultant code in the chat, can you do that as well, please? Turn up here. Okay, yeah, I'd always put the group times on as someone turned up on another day as it said it was open for 24 hours. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Okay, so what we'll do now, for those of you that want it, if you haven't got a Google business page set up and you want to go through that and get that set up in a moment, we'll do that now. And for those of you that have, maybe have a time back, do a good health check on it, go through it, see when it was last updated, if there's any changes it need. Because, it's a great, let's say, business to have, shop window, really. So we want it to be up to date, fresh, and looking good, really. But before we go off to do that, there's just one little bit you want to do first, Joe.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds, my love. I'll just put us back on to what I want. So where am I? Let's go here. Oh, I love a bit of tech faffing. 2 seconds, everyone. Right. So I just we'd be remiss to not mention, folks, that really what we're doing here is giving you some extra digital tools that help. This was couch to stage 5, meaning it was extra ways to promote your business. But of course, this is nothing without the foundations of your business being in place, that visibility that we want to create from all the other materials that we have. And again, we'd be mad to not mention the deadline to order your leaflets and posters that will all work in conjunction with some of this great stuff for the UK is, of course, the 16th of March. And just before we go to the step-by-step, for anyone that doesn't have a Google business profile, I just wanted to also plug, and we've got the hosts of those sessions on with us today as well, that hopefully to be on this call, you will have already participated in the Wheel of Fortune, which is obviously this image on the right, bottom right. If you haven't, don't forget that your district pages will have a link to the video where you can watch that. And I would highly, highly recommend that you watch that kickoff session, because it really helps us make sure we're driving forward and working in the right way forwards for our businesses and gaining that momentum. Of course, you being here now means that you will have attended you'll have attended the L1, the Google WhatsApp for Business and Google Business Profile session. So that's another one. So that would mean you'd have 2 if you're on together. And remember, you need 3 to be entered into that ballot to be able to win the £250 of vouchers for yourself. Of course, if you get the entire amount, the trifecta, and attend every single one of these courses, you get 2 entries into that ballot. So 2 chances to win 250. And so next week, we have our lovely friend and district manager, Joanna Britton, who is heading up a course all around really smashing the back of editorials, both digital and in print, making sure that you have all the tools you need to succeed and some of the efficiencies that will help you to make light work of a prong that very often gets ignored. or certainly not utilized as much as it could be. And then we round up with Sarah, who's hosting our social media masterclass, which is just a way to make sure, just like in all these other elements, that we are maximizing what we are doing with our main shop window, which of course will most likely be your Facebook profile amongst other platforms as well. So just wanted to give that a quick plug before we move on. Please do sign yourself up, and we really, really hope you've enjoyed yourself today if you aren't sticking around to do the step-by-step. So thank you very much for your time, and back over to you, Kirsty.
Perfect. So who are we left with? So I'm assuming the guys on the screen then, you'd love to have a Google business page set up. So like I said, first of all, you will need to have a Gmail account. If you haven't got one, then, you can follow this through today, but you'll need to do that first to be able to set one up. Okay, so like I said, when you are claiming it up, it's just key to remember that you are not claiming the building, albeit the church hall, the community centre. You are creating your own business within that address. Okay, so basically you'll go to either google.com business, or as it says on here, business.google.com. So you get the idea. So we're literally going to type that into Google. And then if we go next slide, please, this will come up. So you can literally, and I won't go too fast in case, is anyone doing it in the moment? Yep, perfect. Yeah. So we'll just get a nice steady pace so you can kind of keep up. No, just a Gmail account's absolutely fine. It doesn't need to be a Google business email. Mine was set up on my Gmail account, so that's absolutely fine. So when you've gone into that on Google, you'll come into obviously start out, build a Google business profile. So literally just hit start now. Thank you. Okay, and then so as it says here, get your business discovered on Google search. So obviously thinking about your business name. So it's good, obviously Slimming World. My husband's a consultant. He didn't have a business page, so I made him one up. So this is what this is here. So here we've got Slimming World Toffwood with David. So we've obviously got Slimming World Group, where it is, and his name. So that's what we've put in there. So it's just thinking whether you wanted to put Toffwood Slimming World with David, but I felt Slimming World first was always good because that's what people search. So then you'll just hit continue. And then it's your business type. So you've got a choice of online retail, so they can purchase products through your website, a local store, so they can visit your business in person, or a service business. We are a local store because they obviously come to us in person. So then you'll just click on that and hit next. And then you have to pick a category. So we are a weight loss service. So you'll start typing that in and that should come up. So weight loss service. And then you enter your business address. So on here, before, as I was doing it, I literally had street address and then the post town. So I had options to add further lines. So I did, because I wanted the full, the full address. So I added another 3 lines. So I got Scouthaven, South Green, and Toffwood, and Durham, and then the postcode in. So I added extra lines to make sure I could get that full address rather than just a couple of lines. I'll just give it a couple of minutes so I can see some of you typing. Okay, so if we go next. So what it recognised when I done this, there was another business. Business category was weight loss service. Is that what you mean? Sorry. Yep, weight loss service. So it recognised there was another business, similar name, obviously, Toffwood Monday Slimming World Group with Daniel. So it did ask if that was our business. Obviously, it doesn't match. It's not the business. So that just clicked this didn't match and went on. So with this, where are you located? So on the postcode, it did put the marker slightly out. It was a bit further up the A47. So you just have to reset the map, literally drag it right onto the venue, and then just hit that and hit that as a save. So it's actually right, it's pinpointed exactly, because on the postcode it was slightly further up. So I did have to move the map to make sure it was absolutely located in the right direction, in the right place. And then you'll just hit save. And then phone number. So on here, you know, you can put as much or little as you want. I had the option, like you say, you could skip the website, and I thought, well, nope, I want to put as much information on there as possible. So I put his phone number in there, the website, obviously it's still my website. And then I could add a chat. So I could have text, or I thought actually I'll do an additional prong, really, WhatsApp. So just another option for people just to WhatsApp me. So then I just had to put the URL in there. I was like, how the hell do I do that? What do I do? So I asked ChatGPT, how do I get like the URL for WhatsApp, you know, in here? And it told me, and it was literally putting that HTTPS, and then it's wa.me, and then your phone number without the 0 and not a +44. So I did Google it, or ChatGPT'd it, or Copilot, whatever. Go on, Joe.
I didn't know that. Great. This is great. Didn't know that.
Oh, thanks. No, I didn't. I had no idea. And I thought, I'm going to be honest and say it, because this is where we all are. I was like, oh, how do I do that? So I'll give you a couple of minutes. I used old ChatGPT a little bit yesterday, actually, on the next bit as well. You'll see in a moment. I was wondering what we'd done before we started using that. I guess you just asked Google, but it weren't the same, was it? This is going all right pace-wise. Sarah, you're actually my guide. I'm watching you. So when you look like you've done a bit, I move on. Okay, so shall we move on? Next slide, please, Joe. Okay, so this is kind of what we talked about earlier as well, like getting verified. So I had to verify it, and you could select a way to get verified. So I thought, keep it simple. I'll get a code sent to my phone. So literally just put the contact number in, or Dave's contact number in, asked to be verified by phone, and they sent me a text after I hit next. There it is. So I put my verification code in and just clicked verify. This is where I have to kind of slow down a bit because as we were saying, you need to get verified. There is some bits you can still do, which I'll show you, but until we've been verified by Google, the page won't go live, but it's sitting there ready to go. I can view it, I can see what I've got on it, I can add to it, I can edit it, but I'm just waiting for that verification so that it will go live and be visible to the public. And as you can see on there, it says I'm being verified, but it may take up to 5 days until it's reviewed. But you can keep carrying on. So if we click next. Okay, so add the business hours. So this come up already in the comments. So I did add the business hours after I've taken the picture. So it was a Friday morning group. So I just put the 9:30. I think I done it till like 11:45 because there's 2 sessions. So I put the finish time in when the group effectively would finish. So I just done it for a Friday because you don't want them turning up different days if we're always open. And then add business description. So let customers learn about your business by adding a description to your business profile on search, on Maps and on Google Services, really. I was like, oh, I need this to stand out. So I just asked ChatGPT, what could I put in my business description for my Slim and Well group while I'm creating my Google business page? And it gave me 3 options, actually. It come up with 3. There was one that, or you could have this one. It could be like featured around like the community side of it. There was one about actually, you could use this one, which features more on about the support and the community that's built in group. Or there's one letting people know really what Slimming World is about. And that's the one I went for, really. You can see some of it on here. It just says that Slimming World, we help you lose weight in a healthy, sustainable way without feeling hungry or deprived. Our warm and welcoming groups offer weekly support, motivation, and proven food plans to help you achieve your goals. And then there's a little bit further under there. But again, that was not me. That was all AI. And I love the way I had a few options, really. So then when I went next, obviously having a photo of the outside so people can see what they're looking for. So I was like, okay, right, how do I do this? So I didn't have a photo of the outside of a scout hut. I don't live near it. So I literally just Googled Toffwood Scout Hut. I went on images. I screenshot it on my phone, and here we kind of go. You know, this could be something that you might want to take a better picture outside. So you could obviously, you know, when you're at your venue next. But at least I've got something on there for now so they can see it. You know, they can see what it looks like, see the car park there leading into it. Obviously, it was bigger, but on this, it's coming up quite small. But yeah, so it's amazing how many photos of your venue will be all over Google, the exterior. So it's just kind of like going, having a nose and seeing what it's all about, really. And then next, so this is what we were talking about earlier, just adding lots of different photos, videos. Dave hasn't got any photos of inside his group, so I couldn't put any on. I've told him on Friday he needs to go and get pictures inside his group. So, but it was going back to kind of like, you know, Mariana's, you know, thinking about, she had videos playing, didn't she? She had members getting on the scales, a video of that. She's got, you know, you could have the award. She had like what it looks like inside, the tea and coffee area, you name it, you can put it on here. And like I said, you know, those with more clicks do absolutely get more views, more photos, sorry, do absolutely get more clicks, is what I was trying to say. So, and, you know, what we will do, I think they said, didn't they, on laptops, it's easier to edit photos and delete them. But, you know, if there is an easier way, we'll let you know. But you can keep this live, you can keep it fresh, you can update it regularly with different photos. Yeah, you know, one of you there being that impact, you know, standing there smiling is going to be a real good one. But people need to see, they can see you, is always good. And then if we go next, Joe. So here we go. So then that was kind of like set up. So as it says here, you can see, I mean, if I scroll down, you would have been able to see like the photo and things like that of the venue. If I had put some more photos on, you would see them there where it says see photos. But as it says here, Slimming World Toffwood with David, it's not publicly visible yet because I'm just waiting for that verification. But you can see on here, it's got contact details. It's closed currently when I took this photo because it wasn't Friday morning. It's got my website link on there. Further down, it had the WhatsApp thing. If there was reviews, you could, you know, they'd be showing on there and you'd be able to read them. But so it's sitting there waiting to go. It just needs to be verified. And if you click the next one, Joe. Oh, that is it. Yeah. So I didn't know. So on there, like I said, when you've got that page, you can then obviously get more reviews, read them, and that's where you'll find your link. So has that helped in any way? Yeah, and like I say, just keeping it fresh, keeping it up to date, it makes such a difference. Anything you want to add on that, Joe?
No, I think it's great to take the time to go through the step by step, just in case anyone was stuck in any roadblocks. Of course, just as we've said before, if there's anything that's making you come unstuck in an individual basis, let us know. We're happy to help. I guess we're your tech support, which is great. But no, nothing else to add.
No, perfect. Has anyone got anything else they want to add or any questions or anything? You just want to go and play? Go and find some pictures. When you're in group, make sure you take pictures. Go on, Alison.
Kirsty, can I just ask? I stayed on here because I
was pretty certain I'd got these, but hadn't not been on them for ages. So I've located the ones that I haven't been on for ages. And now obviously I need to verify that I'm the owner of it again and all that. What was that quick link you said? I can't find. All I've got is to put a business video on. Where was you said you could request something or whatever?
Oh, to take over ownership, was it?
No, just to select a way to get verified. It says business video, record a
Yeah,
video.
I selected like text or phone number, and they sent me a
Right.
text.
I haven't
Have
got
you got
an
that
option.
option?
No, I haven't, but that might come up on a laptop screen rather than a
yeah.
phone, mightn't it? So I'll have
Mine
a
was
look,
done
have
on
a
a
look then.
laptop, yeah, and they just sent me a code, and then I then put the code in. They sent it
Right.
immediately. I just said, yeah, send it by text, and they sent it immediately. I put it in, so now I'm just waiting to get verified. Well, if you get any problems, let us know. Or Scott is the ultimate, isn't he, on Google Business page, so he'll help you with that. It's not a problem.
All right then, lovely. Thank you.
No problem. Cool. Okay. Is there anything else you want to add, Joe?
All good.
Oh, good. Well, we shall let you go and enjoy the rest of your afternoon then. Thank you for giving your time up with us this afternoon. Been a pleasure. And obviously, if you do need any more help or anything, then please shout, and we'll get that video from Sarah on as well for you.
Thanks, everyone.
See you later. Wendy's got this task, bless her.